Shalom Israel, Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, the elders of GMS, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Brakatah to them, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Brakatah to the brothers that's out there pushing the truth on the four corners of the globe with all truth and sincerity. This is GMS Arkansas. Stop and listen. I have with me on the phone brother Shamak from GMS Joplin, so he gonna be in on this little lesson with me. You can say shalom.
Hey, shalom, Yabashim Yahushua Brakatah.
Khan. This topic I want to talk about, this particular subject. A couple weeks ago, the apostle was down here with the brothers from Mississippi and the other Arkansas camp. We went out, did the Trail of Tears, man, and we went over some scriptures, man. The information was brought out through different books, you know, on the pursuit that the brothers took from Florida to Oklahoma, and the troubles and the straits that they had to go through and endure, the oppression and shit. So, what I want to speak on now is I have a video of one of the worst massacres, they say, in America, man. And it happened right here in Arkansas, in a town called Elaine, Arkansas. Brother, if you can get me Obadiah 6 and Jeremiah 49 and 10, hold that. One of the worst, they say one of the worst massacres in American history, right? Happened here in Elaine, Arkansas. Okay. Elaine, Arkansas is over there in the East Delta, near the Mississippi. And they said it was one of the worst massacres that ever took place, basically. I think they're gonna show you in between. They count Esau always, you know, they're a forger of liars, man. Forgers of lies. And they said that there were somewhere between 22 and 500 I think men or people were killed in that particular small town. It's a real small town. So it happened like in 1921. They're gonna show you in the film. I'm gonna show it. But like Esau, man, he hasn't quit, man. So just want to get into some scripts. What you got in Obadiah, brother?
God, yeah, this is Obadiah verse 6. Is how are the things of Esau searched out?
It said, how are the things of Esau searched out? Go ahead.
How are his hidden things sought up?
How are his hidden things sought up? So Esau, his particular treasures, right? How are they being searched out? How are they searched out? Because Esau, what he does, one of his treasures, right, was they particularly back then, you don't even know how they have footage on all this stuff. It's like they be filming those massacres. They take pictures of these the atrocities that they put on our people when they hung our people and they burned our people. Esau and them took pictures of this stuff, and they were treasures unto them, man. They showed their kids and their kids. They passed it down. And basically, them being the wicked that they are, they really, basically, it was a high for them. It was a joy for them to take down their enemy, Israel. And so they kept the hard, horrific pictures, man. Esau and them kept this stuff, and they kept it hid. Now, back in the days of Petra, they would hide their treasures in the caves, man. In the high caves, they would hide them deep where none of the enemies could find them. Today, they hide them in safes, chests, vaults. They take these old chest of drawers and bury them. They hide them in vaults and stuff like that where nobody could find them, right? But the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has actually revealed in this end time, revealed it to us, man. You know, read 49 Jeremiah.
God, this is Jeremiah 49 and 10. It says, but I have made Esau bare.
He said, I have made Esau bear, man. Right? Go ahead.
I have uncovered his secret places.
The Lord said he has uncovered his secret places, man. Meaning he has revealed his when you go into secret places, that's a Hebrew 45:65. It says secret place, hidden place, A, secret place, B, hiding place, 1 for protection, 2 for perpetration of crime. Now that's what I'm looking at, the perpetration of crime. When you go into that word perpetrate, that means an unmoral or an illegal crime. So the Lord is revealing all these immoral and illegal crimes that Esau did to our people, which he took pictures of and did videos and hid it away. The Lord is uncovering it through certain men, because when you see the film, it was a Jake that had this information, and when he got that information, hey, part of those people were his ancestors, I think. So what Esau does, they don't want Jake to bring it out and uncover their shame. So what they do, they want to be the first news cast of like air it. We trying to like air bad business that we done. We want to be the first so they can get that hype. Channel 4 is the first one to air this. It's been hidden, like they said, it was hid for 98 years, close to 100 years, man. That information was hid for like 100. You'll see it in the film. I'm gonna try to play it, Lord willing. Go ahead.
Okay. Says, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
He ain't gonna be able to overcome it. Go ahead.
His seed is spoiled.
His seed is spoiled. His inheritors, they're robbers, man. When you go into it, that's what they are, man. Go ahead.
Said his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
And he is not, because Esau's kingdom is finna go down. He won't inherit this kingdom of heaven, right? He's gonna be a captive. He's gonna be a slave, man. After the Lord revealed him totally, he's gonna be destroyed. Give me Isaiah 48:6, Baba Kasha. So in this film, man, it's like, hey man, when I saw it, I was like, hey, they said they one of the worst massacres, man, right before Black Wall Street, man. Like, who knows, that might have fueled the Black Wall Street thing, The Edomites might have talked to each other through phones. Hey, and said, hey man, we gotta, how they do. How the way they used to talk. But yeah, man, it's Elaine, Arkansas, man. One of the worst massacres in, they said, American history, man. Hey, man, I never knew it. They never told us in school. I never knew. It was my first time finding out. Like they said, information been hid for years, man. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 48:6.
Mm-hmm.
Thou hast heard, see all this, and will not ye declare it?
Mm-hmm.
I have showed thee new things from this time, even hidden things.
The Lord said, I've showed you new things, and I've showed you hidden things. Go ahead.
Says, and thou didst not know them.
And you didn't even know it. Like I didn't even know it. Hey, a lot of Jakes didn't even know it, man. Yeah. The Lord said, I'm showing you these hidden things, man. Hey, these people hid that history for 98 years, man. I mean, they cold wiped it out, but they had it because they joyed in it, man. They probably sit back, and it's probably been countless Edomites that passed them footages down and laughed and talked about it, how we destroyed those niggas. But like the information, like the Lord said, hey man, these hidden things I'm revealing to you. He uncovered Esau's, the shame that he's done. He's uncovering it, man.
Yeah.
So here is the footage I'm going to show you, and through the Spirit, I hope it's edifying.
Arkansas town on the banks of the Mississippi River called Elaine. In an isolated heart of the Arkansas Delta, the sun shines on fertile farmland for as far as the eye can see. But exactly what took root here in the cotton fields still haunts this Phillips County community. Pastor Andrew Gibson's family is one of the few who still lives in Elaine.
When you look around, you kind of see why.
You'll find a worn and weathered water tower and a downtown where time seems to stand still.
This whole town, you have an eerie feeling of why it's like it is.
A dark past it's kept buried for nearly a century.
Keep digging. Just keep digging.
UALR historian Dr. Brian Mitchell is traveling the country searching for clues about what happened in early fall of 1919. World War I had ended, the price of cotton shot up, and African-American sharecroppers believed they would be paid fairly.
Well, the plantation owners robbed them blind.
White landowners got wind black farmers were attending a union meeting just outside of Elaine.
The blacks inside the church say that the whites started shooting first. The surviving whites that are there said the blacks started shooting first. But what we know is that one of the officers is killed.
Word spread quickly, and so did fear of a black revolt.
The telegraph messages went out to neighboring towns, and those towns loaded up men with their arms and came out to assist.
The sheriff deputized citizens, and Dr. Mitchell says the mob violence went on for days.
Not men bearing arms, but, women and children working out in the fields, gunned down.
The call for help went to Governor Charles Ruff, who rode in with federal troops from Camp Pike to restore order. It was too late.
That's the bodies of my 4 uncles in that picture.
Delta Cultural Center Director Kyle Miller grew up hearing stories about Dr. D.E.A. Johnston. The prominent Helena physician and his brothers were passing through on a hunting trip.
Because of just hatred and evil, they were just wrongly snatched off a train and brutally murdered.
Dr. Mitchell estimates anywhere from 22 to a high of more than 500 black citizens were killed in the massacre. A 2015 investigation by the Equal Justice Initiative puts the number of victims at 237.
We believe that it's the largest race riot in American history.
5 white men also died in Elaine.
They were seen as heroes that protected status quo and white supremacy in the region.
But there's a missing piece to an ugly hole in Arkansas history.
There's nothing that commemorates the death of any blacks. In fact, we don't even know where any of them are buried.
Many scholars believe there is a mass grave.
We do have some ideas. We have run across clues.
New artifacts show the Johnston brothers were likely buried in Pine Bluff.
And so then when Dr. Mitchell started doing his research, he says, hey, Kyle, I think that your great-uncle's bodies are between this cemetery and that cemetery. Then that brought closure for us.
Accountability would never be achieved. Hundreds of blacks were detained and 78 were arrested. An all-white jury swiftly convicted the first dozen defendants who became known as the Elaine 12. A judge sentenced them all to death. The men were freed years later thanks to a landmark Supreme Court ruling.
Not a single white individual was called to answer for what was done.
Today, folks in Elaine, both black and white, would rather keep the past in the past.
Leave it alone. Just leave that alone. Actually, that's what they'll tell you.
Gibson and Miller agreed to rebound. Arkansans must reflect.
There are ones here now that still don't know.
Gibson hopes this new civil rights park teaches the innocent about the injustices that happened some 98 years ago.
It's really easy, an easy way, of getting in and being able to open conversation up.
A first step to a more peaceful tune in town.
If we don't share what happened and tell stories, then those things, even the dark things, we're doomed to repeat it.
So, that was the footage of the Elaine Massacre that you just saw. Like the scripture had said before, the Lord is revealing them, and you heard what the men said in there, right? You heard them. This is go ahead. Do you got a scripture, bro?
Deuteronomy chapter.
Okay.
I got Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 29. It says, the secret things belong unto the Most High, our power.
It said the secret things belong to Yahweh, our power. Go ahead.
But those things which are revealed belong unto us.
So the things that are revealed belong to us. So the Lord revealed this massacre, this information about Elaine. Really, he was revealing it to the prophets, man. He wanted us to see it so we would know. It belonged to us, man. That information. Through the Spirit Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the water Yahweh Shai for just because a lot of times I don't even watch certain there's local news, man. It's you know, you try to watch alternative news, but the Lord had me just sitting here watching TV, man, and they said tonight on the news we're gonna show you one of the worst massacres in Arkansas history. So that was for me to see and for me to share with you brothers out there, for y'all to know. Because like I said, this information was hid for 98 years, man. Nobody knew about it. Go ahead.
Come. And it says, the secret, but those things which are revealed belong to us and to our children forever.
It belonged to our children forever, right? Because we're gonna tell our children, and even in the kingdom, we're gonna show our children this history, and even in the kingdom, man. We're gonna play back them holograms and show them the history, man. We're gonna show them how our enemy done us, how Esau done us, man. We're gonna show them in the kingdom. You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says that we may do all the words of this law.
That we may do all the words of this law. When you see that right there, that we may do all the words of this law, is showing you if we don't obey Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, his law, then what happened? He will sick them Edomites on you, because the Edomites are his sword. And that's what he did to Jake them and Elaine, man. He sicked them Edomites on them and had them. That was a sanction hit by the Lord. You know? So when we see that, right, that's us knowing the prophets. We know why that happened. Hey, that was punishment brought on Jake. So when we see that, that helps us to fear the Lord even more, because we don't want that to happen again. Because the same thing is going to basically happen to Jake, them again with martial law, man. Esau's going to come through and do the same thing he did in Elaine. It's coming in the future. So when we see that we may do all the words of his law, hey, that's putting fear on us to do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, so that particular event won't happen on us, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got give me Daniel 2:2, Baba Kashai.
Yeah.
So hey, man, that was a heavy film. Like the dude said, we don't know our past. It's bound to happen to us again, because y'all don't know Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You don't know. You haven't seek Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So yeah, that was a true statement you made in the spirit. That same thing that happened in Elaine is going to happen to you, Jakes, again, right here in Arkansas, just like it's going to happen in Louisiana, Texas, Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi. It's finna happen in New York, California. It's finna happen in Washington, Illinois. It's finna happen in Indiana. It's finna happen all over the United States, man. Because Esau knows he has a short time. So he's getting ready to bring martial law on you people, man. It's finna be Elaine, Arkansas, all over the United States, man, here in a minute. What you got?
God, this is Daniel chapter 2, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
It says, then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans, for to show the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king. And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream.
Daniel 2:22.
2:22, Salakia, that was 2:2. Salakia. 2:22 says, he revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is the darkness, and the light dwelleth within him, or with him.
Read that again.
Daniel 2:22. He revealeth the deep and secret things.
It says he revealeth the deep and the secret things, man. That was deep And that was secret. That was a secret for almost 100 years. The Lord was like, okay, now it's time to bring it out. I'm going to show y'all some history that y'all didn't even know. Like he said in Isaiah, you didn't even know it. But check this out. He put the spirit on Jake to start digging through the things that Esau had hid. Right? And then what Esau do, they want to act like they got compassion. We trying to show it. No, man, that was shame on all you Edomites, even at the newscast. It was shame on you. It brought shame on you for even seeing them. Those are your people. Go ahead.
It says, he knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him.
So the light is in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He know what dwelleth in that darkness, man. He know what dwelleth. He know the evil that was dwelling in all them Edomites in Elaine, Arkansas that day. He know the treachery that was on their minds. He knew their thoughts and everything, man. He knew every dark thing that they did and how they probably burnt Jake, probably castrated him. He know every secret thing and evils that they brought on Jake those particular nights that they were murdering those Jakes. Yahweh Shem Yahushai knows all that, man. You know? Give me one more. Give me John 7:4. Baba Kasha.
I also got a quick precept too.
Go ahead.
You said it was John 7:4?
Con.
Okay, Con. This is Job chapter 12, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
He discovereth deep things out of the darkness and bringeth out to light the shadow of death. He
brought it to light, man. That shadow of death, man. Esau hid it away, but he brought it out 100 years later. That's the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. He brought it out 100 years later, man. Hey, man, you Edomites are going to pay for that, man. You're going to pay. That's what Isaiah 14:21 says. Prepare slaughter for the children for the iniquities of their fathers. So y'all ain't going to rise and build no more, basically like no more cities, man. Prepare a slaughter for the children for the iniquities of your fathers, man. Go ahead.
This is John chapter 7, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
It says, for there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seeketh to be known openly.
So when they did all that killing, they didn't want to be known openly. That's why they did it in the night. They weren't brave enough to come do it in the day. All them killings be happening at night. They always roll in the dark. So, and then they hide behind masks and shit like that. So you don't know who they are. Go ahead.
It says, if thou do these things, show thyself to the world.
If you do it, show yourself to the world. Be brave about it. But what you hid, but what the Lord do? The Lord showed your evil to the world on Channel 4, man. He showed all that evil you had done. That history you had kept, that you sought to hid out. The Lord brought it to light, man. For the Israelites to see. And mainly for the prophets to see, man. So that we may fear the Lord even more, so that Elaine, Arkansas won't happen to us, man. And our children, man. You know? And with that, man, you got any last thing you want to say, brother?
That's it.
Hey, man, Esau is going to pay. You're going into captivity. You're going into slavery for all the atrocities and the straits that you brought on the nation of Israel, in Elaine, Arkansas, and the Trail of Tears that we went over, and in all these Devil's Punch Bowl, you know, all these different places in America where you killed Jake, you know, you killed him brutally, man, and you're going to pay, pursuing Isaiah 14, man, and in Revelations 18 and 6, pay her back double, you know. And with that, we'll give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Brakatah to all you Akim, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to all you Akim that's out there pushing this truth, this real doctrine, the good doctrine, the good news, and double honors to our apostles and elders, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to them, to our elders and our apostles of GMS, man, who rule well, who the Lord has entrusted His doctrine to have them teach us, man, the right way to walk in this thing, man. Hey, with that, Shalom.
Shalom.